What's going on, everyone? I am just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about some Canadian winter hacks. I don't think that it's any kind of secret that a lot of us Americans don't know how to handle the winter. Especially when we actually start to get some real snow falling down. You know what I mean? And it does happen from time to time here. I understand that in Canada, you guys get a much more intense winter, especially like the further north that you go, right? It can get absolutely insane. I've seen some of the video clips like on the internet of how crazy like the snow can be in certain parts of Canada. But every so often, even here in the mid to southern United States, we get some real snow. And to be honest, we completely freak out and everything shuts down. Seriously. And we just don't know how to deal with it. Which brings me to this video I want to take a look at. So these are 10 Canadian secrets. This is ancient Canadian knowledge I want to learn from. These are hacks to surviving the wintertime. So let's take a look.
Number 1, the grocery bag boot hack. Your boots are never waterproof.
What? Huh? What? What did he just say? What on earth? I have never heard that series of words in that order before. Oh, that took me by surprise. What is it?
This. Number 1, the grocery bag boot hack.
Grocery bag boot hack. Yeah. That sounded so weird to me. It sounded like an incantation, like a spell to summon some kind of ancient Canadian like a demon, like grocery bag boot hack. If you say it all at once. Anyway, maybe that's a little too weird. No, this is a Canadian hack, apparently. Okay.
Your boots are never waterproof enough, okay? They will fail you the moment you step into a slush puddle. In Canada, we call that a soaker. The solution? Put a bag over your socks, then slide your foot into the boots. Instant.
What? What? Is this a real thing? Are you pranking me? Is this a prank? No, I mean, if I calm down here, take a breath, if I get my wits about me, that got me a little worked up. It caught me off guard. But if I actually look at this objectively, if you take a plastic bag and like you step into it like a big plastic sock and then into the boot, I mean, that's got to be insanely waterproof. I don't know. So this is definitely a hack I've never heard of before. That is for sure. And what it is telling me is in Canada, you guys are dealing with an entirely different level of snow, and the slush and the puddles are there. I gotta be honest, where I live, there would be no need for this hack. Like, this is not a problem, like stepping in icy, disgusting slush puddles. That's like, yeah. But this makes a lot of sense to me. And if this is something you have to worry about, this would like be the most waterproof that you can get, I suppose.
Waterproofing works 100%, and most people can't tell. Not that it matters anyways. We used to use milk bags as kids. You can use bread bags. They're free.
This is great. This couldn't get more Canadian. You can't get more Canadian than a milk bag and then using that bag to step into your shoe to to weatherproof it for the winter. That's a beautiful sight.
Plastic grocery bags are harder to find these days, but even a small kitchen garbage bag can get the job done.
Okay.
Number 2, this is a driving hack.
Anybody
Okay.
who drives in the wintertime in the snow, or even when you're just warming up your car, you know how bad the ice and the snow can build up at the top of your windshield. It seems
Yeah.
like there's nothing you can do. You're driving in a storm, it just builds up, builds up. You got the air on, the defrost on full blast. You can feel the air going over your head. One simple trick, put the sun visor down. The air, your defroster, the hot air gets trapped and it gets caught in a loop and it just kind of loops around. There's a word for that. I can't think of the word right now. I had the word.
Circulation? I don't know, but this is genius. You guys are freaking geniuses. This is amazing. This is okay. And you have my attention. You had my attention. Now you have captured my attention with this. This is brilliant. Does this actually work? I don't even care. That's a fun hack. Put the visor down to trap the hot air in that area longer. Wow. It's wintertime now, but God knows there's not any snow right now for us. But if it gets colder, I am ready to bust this one out. Oh my God, I like this.
But instead of just the hot air going right by you, it gets caught up here and it warms up the top of your windshield and it gets rid of the ice, it gets rid of the snow.
Wow.
It actually works, okay? I stand
Wow.
by it. This is the second time I filmed this part. The first time the camera wasn't rolling.
Number 3, just forget about fashion. Nobody cares how you look. You just dress up, okay? Dress like you're preparing to climb Mount Everest, even if you're just walking to the mailbox. Never mind making sure your earmuffs match your mitts or your scarf matches your coat. Nobody cares about fashion in the middle of a cold snap, okay?
I like this. A cold snap. Ooh. I don't think I've ever been in one of those. I mean, if that's just when like cold weather appears quickly, then sure, I guess. This is good advice. Like, no need to like worry about appearances when you're just trying to survive the cold. I'd say the only issue for a lot of Americans is that we are extremely limited in our winter apparel. Like, I literally don't own much winter stuff to choose from. So, whether I like it or not, it's going to be the same dumb outfit every time.
Okay? Trust me, you do you. If you're wearing a nice black coat and nice black shoes or shiny boots, I'm sure you look great, but you're going to get salt stains. Protect your clothes, I'm not saying that, but don't do it because others might think you're messy. Make winter fun. Buy yourself a toque. Wear it with pride. Some people wear the toques, inside. It barely ever comes off, and that's a totally acceptable item of professional clothing during the wintertime in Canada. Toque hair is a thing, okay? Hat head in the summer, toque hair in the winter. And that's, listen.
Toque. I didn't understand what he was saying. Toque hair. Toque hair. Don't be ashamed of it. I like this. I like that. You could even extend this into just life in general. Just stop caring about stuff like that. But, okay, you should maybe care about your appearance a bit, for being honest. But in the winter, all bets are off. I like that.
Just forget about fashion, okay? Layer up. If you can bend your arms easily, then you're not wearing enough. Number 4,
Oh my God.
maple taffy. You don't make a Canadian video without bringing up maple syrup. Maple taffy or snow taffy. It's a real thing.
Oh man, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that I did a video attempting to make this in my backyard a while ago. And it was extremely successful. So successful. Wonderful success. You don't even... Wild success, yes. So I do know about this.
And it's beautiful. Basically, we take snow, pour on some boiling maple syrup, roll it on a stick, and eat it like it's the most normal thing in the world. It's a winter survival food group. It's a classic at every sugar shack in Quebec and now basically all over Canada during Winterfest.
I would like to taste the Canadian version of it, like made by real Canadians who know what they're doing. It's fun that it's made out of snow. This is really cool. A lot of Americans don't know about this. I think this is really fun.
Kids and adults, they lose their minds over it. You pour the syrup in lines directly onto snow, clean, packed snow. The syrup, it instantly cools down and it turns into like a chewy, sticky taffy. Grab a pot.
How does that look so much better than what I did?
popsicle stick or a spoon, anything you want, and roll it up and eat it like candy. You have to eat it before it freezes solid. I skip a bunch of steps and just put maple syrup on snow and mix it in with whatever I have. It does the trick. Two other things that I enjoy maple syrup on
Yeah.
is scallops and apple pie. That has nothing to do with this video or winter survival hacks, but you got to try it. And listen, if you have your own preferences for maple syrup, some hacks that you want to share, what you like it on, let us know in the comments. There's no
Wow.
such thing as a bad maple syrup comment.
This just kind of begs the question for me, do Canadians associate the winter time with maple syrup? Like, you can have maple syrup any time of year, and on your pancakes is what most Americans think of, but is there something about the snow in the winter that is that associated with maple syrup somehow?
Combination. Number 5, salt is sometimes useless. When it's really cold outside, road salt stops working. Regular salt, it'll work down to about, minus 10, minus 15, it clocks out. By minus 20, which isn't actually uncommon at all, it's just there for decoration. It won't melt anything. And that's also why cities, they switch to all kinds of other things. Listen, once it starts hitting minus 30, minus 40, they don't even bother. They just dump
This is an interesting one because sometimes they bother to put salt out, and a lot of times they don't bother to put salt out. So if the point here is salt stops working at a certain temperature, I would actually even wager that we a lot of states don't even reach that temperature. So hopefully this doesn't affect us.
sand and say, listen, best of luck. So when you hear Canadians say it's too cold for the salt to even work, we're not being dramatic. I want to add this,
That's
okay?
crazy.
When people know it's going to snow, you see them throwing salt down on the driveways quite a bit or on the sidewalks. Here's a problem.
That's not something that most Americans even bother with, at least in my experience. And again, it can vary depending on what state you're in. But so in Canada, you guys actually purchase your own individual salt for your home, for your driveway. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I never thought about that.
really cold. When the snow falls, it actually melts, but because it melts, the lower level of the snow, it's actually a lot heavier than if there was no salt on the ground at all. So sometimes you have to just clear the snow before you put some salt down. It's just, listen, it gets heavy, okay? People get injured shoveling snow. That should almost be another hack. But number 6.
This is what I came for. This level of detail. These are the things that literally only Canadians would have trialed and tested and failed and tested again. And this is what I came for.
Parking lots are a disaster. By March, every parking lot out there has a 12-foot high snow mountain.
True.
Kids get excited. They climb it like it's Everest.
True. We have, well, not this big, but in parking lots, the mound of snow, just not anywhere this big.
Everest. If you park too close,
This is in a parking lot? we nothing like this.
and the snow collapses, you could lose your vehicle.
Huh? This is a real danger in Canada. A parking lot snow pile caving in on your car? This is a thing. I didn't even know you had to be afraid of this.
Vehicle. 100% true story here. There was a gentleman who worked for a large organization. He worked for GM, okay? He reported his car is stolen. In the wintertime, the snow plows, you know how big they are, and they push all the snow to one side. They didn't see his car, his little white car, and they
No
pushed
way.
it. And his car was not found until the spring when the snow started
way.
melting. That's how much snow there could possibly be, okay?
All right,
That's
quick little bonus
insane.
clip here that I have to add because it snowed. When you open your car doors or your truck doors after it snows, you got to do it slowly. You open your door fast, that snow gets sucked right in there like you wouldn't believe. You get a wet seat and wet clothes. It's a tradition.
Oh, this is a good one. This should just be part of the main list. This is real. So you're telling me, because this happens, like when it does snow, like I vividly remember, like that I get snow in the car, and it's really annoying. It's the act of opening the door too quickly creates like a suction, and that's how the snow gets sucked in the car? Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
You do it once at the beginning of the season and you usually don't do it again.
Number 7.
I've been waiting my whole life to hear this. This is an epiphany. That one really applies to me. Okay. Wow.
Driving sucks. You know, I used to make these driving awareness videos in full uniform as a police officer. Whenever it snowed or the roads were icy, I would let people know to, drive safe, leave
Wow.
extra room because it takes extra.
He's got fighting crime in Canada.
I would let
Here
people
he
know
is.
to, drive safe, leave extra room because it takes extra, space to stop. And then after a while, I started thinking to myself, listen, if you need to be told this, then do us all a favor. Just stay off the streets. You're just an unsafe driver. Do us a favor, stay home. But I need to say, of course, make sure you have an emergency kit, a shovel.
Oh, hold on. What makes you a noob when driving in the winter? What makes you unsafe?
See, I would let people know to, drive safe, leave extra room because
Oh, leave extra room. Yeah, of course. Like, some things I've learned through the winters that a lot of Americans are very bad at is, yeah, leave extra space, obviously. When you're driving on ice or slippery snow, don't come to a complete stop, even at a stop sign. Even, like, if you can help it, keep the car moving. Your momentum is what will prevent you from like getting stuck and spinning out in the anyway. That's something I think I've learned over the years that gets a lot of Americans. And yeah, kind of like what he's saying though, for a lot of Americans, when a snowstorm comes, an ice storm, freezing rain, the truth is a lot of us just don't go out. These car hacks don't apply, because like you can school's canceled. A lot of times your work can be canceled. Seriously, it's that. I know that would never be possible in Canada, right? Because it'd just be canceled all the time. So it's kind of funny to think about.
need to be told this, then do us all a favor. Just stay off the streets. You're just an unsafe driver. Do us a favor, stay home. But I need to say, of course, make sure you have an emergency kit, a shovel, blanket, booster cables, snacks, especially the snacks. And
Whoa, yeah, I've never thought about this. This is not American thinking. We are just not on your level. Like, again, because a lot of us aren't even going to put ourselves in the position of being out in the snow. But if you are and you get stuck and something happens, yeah, there's really no excuse unless you can't afford it. There's no excuse to not have something like this if it's bad. But again, for a lot of us, it's just not that bad to even think you would ever need this. But my God, in Canada, you actually might need a survival kit.
the snacks. And I'll also add this, just because I
God.
went on a bit of a rant there. If you're born and raised in Medicine Hat or Ottawa or Summerside, you should know all these things, eh? You shouldn't be caught off guard. You shouldn't be part of the crowd running to Canadian Tire on the first day it snows to buy a bag of ice and maybe a snow brush because you can't find yours. You're surprised by the snow.
Why would you buy a bag of ice when it snows? Or maybe it was a bag of salt?
You should be ready. And if you do get caught like that, well, you better check your Canadian card. And also, again, with my law enforcement background, you got to clear all the snow off your vehicles. It's required by law, but it's also the right thing to do, okay?
It's required by law? Because of this? Because it can... Wait, how were they even driving up until this point? How were they even driving up into this point? Where were they looking out of the windshield? That little triangle? This big? That's what they were driving with?
You got to clear all the snow off your vehicle.
That's one way to do it. Here in the U.S., I'm not aware of any laws around. I've never heard anything like that, but it makes a lot of sense for Canada.
I'm sorry. Number 8, the outdoor freezer hack. So basically from January to March, your back deck or your porch, it becomes extra freezer space. Milk, leftover lasagna, just toss it out there. It's possibly cold.
From, what do you say, January to March? Or that's funny. I'm sure in a lot of parts of Canada that's true. This would never work for most Americans, especially not right now. And it feels like winter is less cold than it's ever been. Like, no. If I put my milk outside, it would literally be rotten in an hour.
Colder outside than it is in your own freezer. And nothing ever gets
Colder outside than your own freezer. This is just Canada. This is just a Canada thing.
stolen. Even the raccoons are like,
That's
screw
funny,
this.
though.
Number 9, be active. Winter can be depressing. For real. The days are short. People have a tendency to stay inside, leading to feelings of isolation, solitude, even depression. It's a real thing. You need to make a conscious effort to be active. Be that stereotypical Canadian you see on the outside of your Tim Hortons winter coffee cup. It's a winter wonderland.
This makes a lot of sense. Luckily for me, like, there have been days like last week when I had a t-shirt on and like I could play golf or something outside. So it's not been difficult to get out this winter season. But it's great advice, obviously, for anyone, Canadians for sure. It makes a lot of sense that you have to make a concerted effort to get out because it is so tempting, especially for us Americans. You don't have to tell us twice. Like, if it snows, we're indoors. But luckily, that's not too long of a time when we're just, hibernating inside.
Canadians can turn anything flat into a hockey rink. It doesn't matter if it's your backyard, church parking lot, empty field, frozen pond, of course. If it's flat and it's cold, we flood it. Line it with 2x4s, use the old kitchen chairs for goalposts. You can play hockey.
What?
You can go figure skating.
Is this a real thing? I mean, that's awesome, to be completely honest. Like, I don't think I've ever been on an outdoor hockey rink in my whole life. And I've never seen one that was like made by random people or on the street or wherever you do it. Or this sounds like a winter Hallmark movie or something.
Or you can just have a nice time making memories with the family. Memories which last a lifetime for everybody. Shovel racing. Don't forget that. Someone's uncle.
Shovel racing? Oh man, I have so many questions. This video is very informative, but I have so many questions about so many things. Shovel racing.
Is going to clear it at 2 a.m. with the riding lawnmower. Sometimes you don't know who clears these things, but it gets done. We don't wait for the city to build rinks. We flood the nearest parking lot, and we call it the Scotiabank Arena. But the point is, you got to get out and enjoy it. Number 10, winter scarves. Now, this is actually very sad, okay? But it's very important, and I'm sorry to even bring it up. There's many different ways that you can wear a scarf. Some people, they wrap it around their neck a few times, and there's loops, and they pull it through. But be cognizant of the fact that depending on how you tie that scarf, there could be a little section that when you pull, the scarf tightens around your neck, okay? And just not too long ago, there was a little girl who was playing with her dog, and the dog was pulling on the scarf. It was a game to them, and sadly, she lost her life.
What? Well, this is tragic, and I certainly hope this is like a very rare occurrence in Canada. I've never heard of this in the U.S. I don't own a scarf. Again, we don't own a lot of winter apparel. But that's horrible. That's beyond horrible.
And I'm sorry to bring this up in this video, but this is very, very important, and it's something that we all need to know.
Jeez.
Listen, I would love to know if you learned anything at all in this.
Jeez. I did learn a lot. Genuinely a lot. And some of these were winter hacks that would never even apply to me because I'm just not going to be in a situation where I need all the salt or there are certain hacks here that you need to be probably Canadian and a lot of snow and stuff and to even apply to you. But there were plenty of hacks here that I thought were awesome too and do apply to me. I might even put my foot in a plastic bag. Just for fun, not even if it's snowing out, just for fun. But yeah, and the circulating air trick and the pulling the door open slowly and dressing like you don't have a care in the world and This is really good. I really like this. This was by Randall Arsenault. It is very good. Very, very good. I enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on these Canadian winter hacks. Especially if you're Canadian and you know these. If you've done these, you have any more hacks? That'd be really cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canadian things I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.